Willow shook her head and kept searching. There he is. Norman Gonzalez, the oldest player whenever he entered the room, regardless of who else was there. He was wearing sagging jeans and a Cthulhu t-shirt, watching the Gloomhaven table, rubbing the stubble on his chin. A healthy white mustache adorned his face, drooping down on either side. His long gray hair was tied in a thin braid down his back that ended in a point. Willow sidled up next to him and looked out over the board. "You waiting to play?" "Maybe." Norman wasn't known for his long conversations. "You have time for questions?" "Depends on the topic." Willow hesitated, biting her bottom lip. Whatever it takes. She was going to have to trust someone, at least a little. She leaned in and whispered close to his ear. "I died yesterday and came back to life along with a few dragons." Norman turned slowly, the beginning of a smile on his lips, dimples forming in his cheeks. "That wasn't a question," he said, studying her face intently. "More of a boastful statement, young witch," he said in his West Texas drawl. "Why am I not still dead?" Norman took in a deep breath and let it out slowly. "Hard to say without a lot more background." Norman dropped his voice to a whisper. "Does the Camellia Society know about this?" "No. They only know about the stabbing and the leaking magic everywhere in public." Norman's eyebrows shot up and the grin grew. "You had an exciting day." "It was really 2 days. Let's not quibble over 24 hours. Where did this spectacular feat take place?" "The stabbing was at my truck. A guy tried to rob me, unsuccessfully." "Well done. I would expect nothing less. I've experienced your customer service. It has a nice flavor of hostility." "The second incident was on my grandfather's ranch out by the caves. I fell into one of the basins and drowned. It gets hazy from there. When I came to, there were dragons." "What makes you think you died? That seems like a stretch. Did you have some kind of floating experience and see yourself in the water?" Willow ignored the amusement in his voice. "Better. I got it all on video." She put her hands on her hips, her fingers grazing the bandage that was still there. "Now that is an interesting twist. Did the dragons pop up out of nowhere?" The smile had faded. "No, best I can tell, they were 3 lizards." Willow held out her cupped hands, demonstrating how small they were. "And then there were 3 full-size dragons." She stretched her hand up as high as it would go. A passing player gave her a high five. Norman stepped back from the table, his head tilted as he stared at Willow. The young witch held her breath, waiting for the verdict. Norman was an encyclopedia of magical knowledge and history, but he preferred floating under the Camellia's radar. He smoothed his mustache and leaned into the table. "I'm gonna have to take a pass today, gentlemen. Another matter has arisen." Available now on Amazon and in Kindle Unlimited.